Or our youth have the financial acumen to succeed. Parkside EDC provides families and businesses with financial insights, offering free online, on-site, and on-air B-Warp presentations. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Programs helps our community acquire, sustain, and pass down legacy wealth. High school seniors can apply for this year's scholarship awards at parksideedc.org. Scholarships will be awarded at Parkside EDC's Gospel/Jazz Brunch on Sunday, April the 27th. For details, tickets, or donations, please visit parksideedc.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Man, I feel like money. Man, I feel like money. They attracted to me. Oh, yeah. They come around like honey. They come around like honey. Cause I fly like a bee. Oh, yeah. Man, I got them all buzzing. Buzzing. Like
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
Feeling like money. Yes, indeed, I am. I love it. You guys know I love it. When the folks on Wealth Building Wednesday come into the studio, it means you're really trying to build. And I'm happy to meet Jazzi McGilbert. I'm reading her bio. Jazzi McGilbert of the Reparations Club, a queer Black woman from South Los Angeles, South Central, it says, excuse me. Since opening, Gilbert has partnered with No Names Book Club, Well Read Black Girl, and others. And customers on the Reparations Club can browse selections from romance and sci-fi tales to memoirs and books that have been adapted for film and television. These are curated to embrace and uplift Black, LGBTQIA plus stories and experiences. And there's swag and stuff. We'll talk about it. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for, it's funny. When I first heard of Reparations Club, you think, reparations. You think, okay, we're fighting for the debt for Black America. And I guess we are. And you are. So explain what you mean when you say that.
Yeah, I think the name, for me, that's the first thing that people often ask me about, is how I came up with this name. And it is absolutely a politic. I think it's just justice that should be served. But the name is also a calling card to the people who I was speaking to. So I wanted to bring those people in, start a conversation like the one that we're having now, and people who are unwilling to engage in that conversation might avoid our store, and that's okay with me. So, yeah.
She says, sporting a huge Nina Simone on her sweatshirt. So explain what Reparations Club is. How does it function?
Yeah. So, we are not, unfortunately, in charge of the political aspects of reparations. So we're not doling out money at the store, but we are absolutely creating space for Black people, Black stories, and I wanted it to be accessible to my younger self. I grew up here in South Central, but primarily we are a bookstore. We do, like any indie bookstore, we do a lot more than that as well, but books are our bread and butter for sure.
And it's funny because we were just talking about this earlier today, and I was talking about it a couple days ago with another friend of mine that's wondering if people are even still reading books.
We get that a lot. People are still reading books, and I think...
I know I do. I like to turn pages and hold a thing.
For sure. And I think people are consuming media differently all the time, but books, we see how important a bookshelf can be in somebody's life. These books transform people's lives. Even, the movies and the TV shows that we're watching are often adapted from those books. So I am well aware of the attention spans decreasing, myself included. That is hard, but I think the practice of reading a book is a wellness practice. And, LA knows a lot about that, but I think if we kind of shift how we think about reading, people will get back into it, but we're in a boom right now. So there was like another boom in the 90s, but we're definitely in a book boom right now with TikTok, and there's so many things happening that are definitely keeping that conversation alive.
When you say like TikTok, what do you mean by book boom on TikTok? How does that go hand in hand?
So there is a community on TikTok called Book Talk, and the New York Times is writing about it. Everyone's talking about it, but they are primarily young readers who are making bestsellers out of books overnight, it feels like. But something will just go very, very viral on Book Talk. But it is a community of book influencers, bookish people just talking about books on TikTok and making them go viral, which is fascinating to watch. But we see the results of that immediately in our store.
Okay. So when something blows up on Book Talk, folks come to Reparations and they want to get that book.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's similar to music going viral on TikTok.
Yeah. Right. Or politicians or websites, whatever the thing is. How does that work for you in terms of, online versus in-store?
Yeah, I had to look at this yesterday because I was always talking about it kind of as an assumption, but our sales are pretty split 50-50 between online and physical in-person sales. So that online business is a huge aspect of what we do. And the space is also important to what we do.
Rep.Club?
Yes, that's our
That's
website.
easy, REP.Club.
Yeah.
How do you select the books? Because it's not an endless library. Obviously, you said that you've got a specific mission for what you're trying to do with these books and people's heads, people's brains, their elevation. So how do you select them?
So it's a group effort. So it's not just me and my favorite books. It is our whole team. We've got a team, around 10 folks now, and also our community, which is very expansive. So it's what we are hearing about, what people are talking about, what we're thinking about. Definitely the books I love too, but that is not the limit of it. There are no limits really besides not even our physical footprint, because we can do a lot online too. But we definitely talk to our staff. We are, connected to authors, publishers, and it is a group effort doing all of our buying. But I think there are something like 500,000 books that are published each year.
Wow.
And I don't think that even includes like self-published books.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
that's
it's a lot
of
It's
books.
a lot.
And I think I have a lot of books at my house.
500,000. No.
not quite to 500,000.
Me neither.
When you do talk radio, people send you books, right?
Of course, yeah.
And then I buy books.
Yep.
I'm one of those people that still buys books.
Same.
And then I have a kid that loves books.
That's
so
amazing.
my house is full of books.
Yep.
Every once in a while, I like to drop off a bunch of crates of books over at Crenshaw High or somewhere. Like, take these books before, some people collect cats. Other people collect books.
Very true.
But I'm reading your website, Rep.Club is a concept bookshop and creative space curated by Blackness in Los Angeles, California, Black-owned, woman-owned.
Yes.
Dig a little deeper into that.
Absolutely. The concept, I think, I came from the fashion industry. So that's what I did since I was 15 years old. I was working in magazines, so a different side of publishing. And the concept shop in that space is something that is experimental and a little bit more free-flowing, limitless in terms of what you do. And so I wanted to bring that concept to a bookstore. And so that's why I call it a concept bookshop. I think we are doing something different than the average bookstore. And I want people to know that we are experimenting in this space. We are trying new things. And it's definitely not your average bookstore. So the way that it looks, it's super colorful. Those colors are inspired by my childhood. The books that we carry are different than the books you're going to find at, your average big box bookstore.
Yeah,
and,
I see.
Yeah.
I'm on the website and I'm like, oh, I need that. I need that. Darn you. I'm about to buy more books. You also have swag. Talk about some of the swag that you guys sell.
We do. I wish we had more of it, and that's something that people are asking us for all the time.
Yeah.
But our tote bag, we have this bright neon yellow tote bag that I see just around the city, and people have sent me photos of people with this tote bag around the world now. So that's the swag that we are most known for in terms of our own merch, and we have some more stuff coming out soon that I'm excited about. But outside of that, we carry, puzzles, we carry incense. We try to stock our shelves with as many Black-owned vendors as possible. We've got chili oil. We've got all kinds of other products as well that people are always coming in for.
Okay, so they can go to Rep.Club online.
Yes.
And where is the physical location?
The physical location is we are on Victoria, which is 1 block west of Crenshaw and Jefferson. So right off the 10 freeway at Jefferson or Crenshaw.
And like old school bookstores, I guess that's where the concept thing comes in. You got old stuff that kind of goes back, takes us back in time, and stuff that's new and defined by, your take on it, which is amazing. I think this is how places like bookstores survive.
I agree.
You also have events.
We do. Our events are amazing. I'm like, even if you don't consider yourself a reader, I would come to Rep.Club for an event.
Consider yourself a reader.
But we'll turn you into one. We'll try our best.
Yes. I mean, wow. Why would you not consider yourself a reader? Okay. So you have one March 14th, which is this week.
This week, we have multiple events a week, so I would have to look at the calendar to keep up because I feel like I'm planning into the future.
Chaya Crowder and Christina Greer, intersectional solidarity.
Chaya is amazing and actually started out as a customer of the shop, and those are some of my favorite moments when a customer then releases their first book and it feels like this full circle moment, and she was absolutely one of those.
Yeah, I mean, there's just, like you said, there's 2 a week, so you can go to Rep.Club and find out.
Yes.
These are book signings, lectures.
Yep. So a lot of the ones in store, we fit about 60 people in our store, and we have really intimate but robust conversations about all kinds of topics. We also host a monthly reading party that has been one of my favorites. Instead, we don't actually have any book clubs traditionally at the store. So other people host theirs at our space, but we have a reading party, which we give people blankets, book lights, we dim the lights, food, we give you a charcuterie board, and we play like lo-fi beats, and everyone just sits together and reads. And we set a timer for you. You don't have to keep time. And it's just, we're all accountability partners. If you need to get some reading done, people show up with their own book and we just read together. And that's it.
Wow. I love that so much.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I love that. How did you become a reader? Like what jumped you into the readers gang?
I grew up at Florence and Western, and I was a bookish kid. I'm an introvert for sure. My brother was the extroverted one. He was always outside getting into something, and I just wanted to stay in the house. And so I think that's where my initial love of reading came from. It was a thing. I never got in any trouble for reading or anything like that. So I would just sit and read my books quietly in the corner. But my mom was definitely a reader, and she passed 9 months before we opened the bookstore.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my.
that was really what sparked the existence of this space.
Wow.
And I remember, I didn't have any money really opening this bookstore. So I took books off of her bookshelf initially just to get some things on the shelf. And I regret that now. I wish I had kept them, but they were incredible books. They're out there in the world, and I hope people are reading them now. But, she had The Color Purple. She loved Terry McMillan. And so those things were always around. She was always reading. And I think that just, you want to be just like your mom. And I did too.
Well, your mom actually helped launch the book
Absolutely.
Store, even posthumously.
Yep.
What's your mommy's name?
Her name was Joyce, but everyone called her Nisi.
Nisi.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful story. Yeah. I think, both my parents are writers. So, of course, I grew up around readers, reading. But I think the thing that really made me read is that we weren't allowed. My mom didn't have a TV. She wouldn't let us have a TV in the house. Yeah. And so when you get in trouble and you go to your room, there's nothing to do except read.
A book.
And that was my thing. I'd be mad and I'd go in there and just read every time I was having a meltdown. And that's a lot of reading when you're a teenager.
It is a lot of reading. Did they make you write a report on it too? They didn't do that?
No reports. But it's a habit that you develop in a kind of an escape. And I'm glad to hear that it's, I did not know about Book Talk.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that that's a thing.
Same.
That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But and on the other side, on the dad side of the family, people do get in trouble for reading. Yeah. My father actually got kicked out of the Air Force for having too many books.
That is very true. I mean, they're trying to ban books now. They've been trying to ban these books for a long time. People can get in trouble for reading. Absolutely.
Yeah. My dad got kicked out of the Air Force. Yeah. They said having too many books means you're a communist, which at the time he was not. He later became one, but that's beyond the point. So this is, I think I see at least 1 or 2 books here that are banned.
Oh, yeah. We will keep selling these books until you would have to, physically rip them out of my hands at this point. But I have many bookseller friends. There's a tight-knit community of Black-owned bookstores across America. And those book bans are absolutely affecting people in really real ways. They're more so being banned in libraries and schools, but luckily that has not impacted our business that way.
I mean, but does that make book talk or, young people? I feel like if you ban a book, my kid is going to read it. Mm-hmm. Not in a book, but at least on his phone.
Yeah.
He's going to read it.
Yeah. No, I think
because you said no.
Exactly. And so my hope is that people will find these books however they have to. I don't think you can ban knowledge, but it is a alarming practice for America.
Yeah, it is. But it seems to be cyclical, right? It comes around. It just feels like very much like the McCarthy era.
Absolutely.
It's book ban on steroids. It's cycle, psycho cycle. Jazzi McGilbert, Honey Brown is asking in the chat, how can she contact you on social media? Honey Brown 24 wants to know your socials.
Our socials, so we are on Instagram at reparations.club. We are on TikTok at Rep.Club. Those are our primary two. And then our website has everything listed as well, Rep.Club.
Yeah. How else can we support you?
Divest from some of those big box bookstores. They don't need your support. We do. I think we know that bookstores really enhance communities, and we want to be here for the long term, and that I'm lucky we're in our 6th year now. So
wow, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
It's really, most businesses period will fold after 2 to 3 years.
Exactly.
So buy from you. Check Rep.Club first.
Yes.
And
if we don't have it, and not just our store, there are other incredible Black-owned bookstores in LA too. You've got Malik Books, you've got Octavia's Bookshelf, and we've lost 2 in the last few years too. So we had Esalen, we had Salt Eaters. And so if we want these spaces to continue to exist, we're one of the few places you can come sit for free. You don't have to buy anything. Come to an event for free. There's a free way to get into all of our events. If you want things like that in your community and that type of culture in your community, you got to support these bookstores. So I know that, a certain store might have that same book 50% off, but I think the cost is actually much higher in the long term.
I mean, and in this era, mm-hmm. I'm talking to me right now. We need to wean ourselves off of buying books from Amazon.
We do.
Jeff Bezos does not need my money.
Not at all.
Nor yours.
Not at all. No.
So unless it's some obscure book that you cannot find anywhere else,
sure.
It'd be better to go to Rep.Club.
For you. Yeah.
You might be able to find it for us.
Okay. So yeah, even if it's not on our website, I love the customers that do want to read, the new Stephen King novel that might not be on our website, but you can order it just as easily. There's a little title request link on our site, and so you're able to buy those things from us.
Okay, I'm way behind my break, but I'm having fun talking to you. Does that mean that what about like if I want to get a rare book?
Yeah,
you can find
reach
it for
out
me?
to us. We will absolutely try to. We love our customers, and we just want to get them the things that they need however we need to. And we have a discount code. For anybody listening. So 10% off the code is KBLA. So.
Easy code, KBLA.
Easy code. Yes.
Well, Jazzi McGilbert, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for launching such a great business in our community.
Appreciate you so much.
Rep.Club. Perfect time to call me. It's 800-920-1580. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
A new day is on the horizon.
Who paved the way for the leaders of today? An untold number of remarkable women, known and unknown, who shaped our past and continue to inspire our future in every field of human endeavor, education, civil rights, technology, and more. Celebrating Women's History Month, we are KBLA Talk 1580.
Sherry Shepherd here to talk about Black health. You know what I love about us? Everything. From science to the arts, we are leading the way. But we are falling behind in getting vaccinated. Pneumococcal vaccination rates are lower among Black adults than white adults. If you're 50 or older, you're at a greater risk of getting pneumococcal pneumonia. And the CDC recommends vaccination. If you're 19 or older with diabetes like me, you're also at increased risk. Let's continue owning our own health care and leading the way in vaccination rates too. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce that like George and Weezy,
Well, we're moving on now.
earlier this year, we were named as semifinalists for the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025. Wait for it. Wait for it.
You ready?
KBLA Talk 1580 was recently selected as one of 10 finalists being considered for this prestigious award. Hundreds of organizations, institutions, and even cities were nominated in the selection process. But KBLA Talk 1580 has made it to the finals. You're invited to watch live on Wednesday, April 16th. At 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central, as Eco America announces the winner and the runner-up, awarding over $200,000 in prize money. To watch live, just go to ecoamerica.org to register and attend the online ceremony. That's ecoamerica.org. Don't miss the presentation of the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025, Wednesday, April 16th, and wish us luck. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ROCK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ROCK to 42424. That's ROCK to 42424.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
You know, one thing you gotta love about the West Coast, these folks, the young people around here, and old people too, coming up with innovative businesses, ways to keep the culture strong. And that's what we need right now. It's not even a pivot. It's just a lean, right? It's not even a pivot because it's not like we left the culture. It's not like we stopped loving our music, our books, our art, you know, our spoken word, all of the things. We just forget. We forget sometimes how important it is and how healing and how fortifying and what a secret weapon that's not so secret it is, that's pretty unstoppable. All right, well, I guess he's going to have to do a part 1 and a part 2 because I'm already knowing Paul got more than 2 minutes worth of stuff to say. Paul from L.A., you have the floor.
Good morning, Dominique.
Good morning.
First, I want to start off by thanks for the opportunity, is giving a shout out to a couple of sisters in our Black history. Dr. Mae Jamison, Mae Jemison went into orbit aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour in 1992, becoming the first African-American woman in space. And Bessie Blunt basically was a physical therapist. Blunt invented devices to help amputees and other wounded soldiers returning from World War II.
Well, I did not know about Ms. Blunt, but I, of course, knew about Jameson. But thank you for highlighting those black women in history. You know, I try to do it every year and all day, but I'm a big believer in these months because it does prompt people to do more.
Yes. And like I said, Black history is American history, so don't let them tell you otherwise. I want to give just a call about the mess we saw yesterday with basically our executive and branch alongside Elon Musk standing right next to him doing a Tesla infomercial at the White House.
I guess, how low can you go is a question.
So you understand, everybody, not only are they playing with our tax dollars, right, but they're playing in our face. And in reality, this ties to a lot of things that you've been bringing up, Dominique, with the stock of that company is tanking, and they're not selling cars. And in reality, even in China, if you've been paying attention, they've already lost the EV race there.
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, he's using his public office to basically beg people to buy these cars because this guy has basically paid him to do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's turning the White House into a car lot, basically. They may not be used, but he's a car salesman. What happened to the dignity of the office of the president? We can start there. And yes, to your point about China, those Chinese EVs, one of the things they want to do is keep them out of this country because, well, you think Elon's stock is tanking now? What'll they start importing some of those low-cost, fancy Chinese EVs? Paul, hold that thought. Let's keep it going after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A deportation hearing is set for Mahmoud Khalil, a pro-Palestinian activist at Columbia University. Arrested by ICE, his student visa was revoked. His lawyers argue he is here legally with a green card. Reaction is happening to the firing of 1,300 Department of Education workers. Sharia Smith, the president of American Federation of Government Employees Local 252, accused the Trump administration of having no respect for the thousands of workers who have dedicated their careers to serve their fellow Americans. Representative Lauren Boebert faces criticism for calling Black Representative Al Green's actions pimp cane shaking. Representative Chrissy Houlihan seeks censure, calling Boebert's comments racist and derogatory. Green was censured after disrupting Trump's speech. And the U.S. government is ending its free at-home COVID test program, no longer accepting orders. Tests ordered before March 9th will still be shipped. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about recruiting, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you. That's expresspros.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Clippers' 3-game winning streak ended Tuesday night with a 127-120 loss at New Orleans. Second straight game, the Clippers had to play without head coach Ty Lue. Lue is suffering with back pain. The NBA family lost an ultimate role model on Tuesday. Junior Bridgman, who the Lakers traded in 1975 to acquire a player named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from Milwaukee, passed away after suffering a medical emergency while attending an event in Louisville. Bridgman was 71. Bridgman played the last 2 seasons of his 12-year NBA career with the Clippers. The real story about Bridgman is what he did after basketball. He never made more than $350,000 a year in his career, but he became a billionaire after building a fast food empire. In February, Forbes magazine listed Bridgman's net worth as more than $1.4 billion. More on the outstanding legacy of Junior Bridgman this afternoon. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like
inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
Hey, this is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and for over 20 years, Parkside Economic Development Corporation has served Leimert Park and surrounding communities, empowering tomorrow's leaders and changing lives. Parkside EDC has awarded over $400,000 in college scholarships while sharing economic principles of the Big Five of money with students and their families. Parkside EDC partners with organizations like the Brotherhood Crusade to assure our youth have the financial acumen to succeed. Parkside EDC provides families and businesses with financial insights, offering free online, on-site, and on-air B-Warp presentations. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Programs helps our community acquire, sustain, and pass down legacy wealth. High school seniors can apply for this year's scholarship awards at parksideedc.org. Scholarships will be awarded at Parkside EDC's Gospel/Jazz Brunch on Sunday, April the 27th. For details, tickets, or donations, please visit parksideedc.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
Yep. Well, I actually really sincerely do hate to say I told you so right now. But doggone it, I told you so. Your jeans are about to cost. I hope you stocked up on blue jeans because they're about to cost more. Home appliances more. Steel, anything with steel and aluminum, which is a lot of things, about to cost you way more. Yeah, it is what it is. The European Union is hitting back against the Trump tariffs, and tariffs is for some reason it's confusing. I think it's because it's not something we think about all the time, but Trump's been able to cast it as a tax on China, a tax on Canada, a tax on Europe. And it's really not. It's a tax on us because the tariff means that if you want to bring the thing into the country, you have to pay that amount of money. So you, the importer, whether you're an individual or whether, as is more likely the case, you are a retailer of some kind. So retaliatory trade tariffs from the European Union in response to the 25%, the Trump administration's 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. They are going to be putting their own tariffs on anything with aluminum, steel, home appliances, agricultural goods, motorcycles, bourbon, peanut butter, and jeans. All of those things are going to cost you a lot more. You can run out and get them right now. I don't know how long that peanut butter is going to last, but you might be able to get some jeans before the prices go up. Meanwhile, we're being told, cash is king, save your money, because we don't know what is going to be coming down the pipeline in terms of this economy with all of the swerving that is going on with these cuts that Doge is doing. Sort of, they're like blind cuts. It's not just a chainsaw. It's like if you gave a person without any orientation to what is where a chainsaw and just let them sort of swing around in a room, because these cuts are based on no data, no science. It's what Elon Musk and Donald Trump think is a waste of money. And I guess Marco Rubio. Oh, man, where did I see that? Really interesting article on yesterday about how Elon Musk is now... Okay, remember how him and Marco Rubio had a fight inside the Oval Office because Rubio's like, quit cutting my people. And Musk is like, yo, I'm Doge. I have a chainsaw. I cut what I want to. I'm the de facto president. And they're going at it. Some of the other cabinet secretaries are mad. This is my play-by-play. I wasn't there, but I read a lot about it. And then Trump has to take the extraordinary measure of saying, you secretaries are in charge, not Elon. I mean, the fact that you even have to say that, right? We already have a problem. Okay, so now what I was reading is that Elon Musk is getting smarter in terms of improving his relationship with the Trump sort of more traditional politicians. How is he doing that? I feel like money. What does he have? What's the one resource he has that in greater amounts than any of those secretaries? Well, it's money, even though he's losing money to his terrible politics. But he's now looking to put $100 million. Now, keep in mind, he already put $250 million, 250 plus million into the campaign to take the White House. Now he wants to put another $100 million into organizations that support the political operation. Excuse me. Woo! Okay, hope I'm not. Oh, anyway. So he wants to put another $100 million into these PACs, political action committees, which are meant to spend money on candidates. And they are not well regulated. They are not very transparent. So, but here's the twist, right? He has his own PAC that he's been putting a lot of money into. And that's what he channeled all of that wealth during the election. That $250 million went through America PAC. That's his own South African billionaire controlled, quote unquote, America PAC. Well, now he's decided to spread the wealth. He's decided he's going to start giving money to other people's PACs and campaigns. So now I understand why Marco Rubio is suddenly like, no, I had dinner with Elon Musk on Saturday night. He's my new BFF. You know, we're cutting 83% of USAID. I love Doge. Doge is great and Doge is good. Well, so not only is Musk going to give outside of America PAC to the Trump-controlled PACs, Make America Great, Inc., Securing American Greatness, which is a political nonprofit, or maybe yet another entity that the president will create. So this is money like a political slush fund, which is crazy because I think it's, I know we say unprecedented a lot, but I think as far as I know, this hasn't happened before in political history where you could have an advisor to the president bribing the president with a fund of $100 million. Some of it will go to the president, and some of it is going to go to some of these other cabinet ministers and politicians, political campaigns. So now they're beholden to Doge. So now why not cut your Social Security? This guy just broke me off $1 million or more. MAGA Inc. and Securing American Greatness were founded by the Trump inner circle. And the thing about that money is we'll never know how much he puts where because they don't have to disclose their donors. He is also continuing to donate, obviously, to his own political action committee. Apparently, he's given $6 million to support the conservative candidate in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. Why? Why, one asks? Well, remember the battle in Wisconsin last year where the Democrat prevailed despite massive spending. But it's hard to beat down $6 million. Ask Karen Bass of Los Angeles, who managed to prevail over $104 million campaign, which included, by our local billionaire here, which included a huge number of attack ads and smear campaign type activity. So we don't know who's getting $1 million here, $1 million there, $2 million here, $2 million there. But for the first time, Musk has decided, you know what, I'm not just going to give money to myself and Trump. Now I'm going to fund the Marco Rubios of the world, the Supreme Court, state Supreme Court candidates of the world. And it's not just the far right-wing politicians of Germany and their neo-Nazi agenda. He's bringing that money to bear on our elections, and possibly primarying others. So now we will see more Republicans not just jumping in line to lick the boots of the President of the United States, but also falling in line to, do some downward doge. Let me put it that way. There's a whole bunch of downward doge getting ready to jump off in Republican political circles because he will no longer just be the presidential best buddy. He's the richest man in the world, and he's handing out $1 million checks. Woo! This stuff is getting real. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Many of the 39 BLM grassroots chapters across the nation are participating in this honoring of the memory of Breonna Taylor on the anniversary of her death. This BLMLA event is taking place on Sunday, March 16th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Norman Houston Park, 4800 South La Brea in Los Angeles, the park at the summit. For special parking options and more information, visit blmla.org or go to BLM Los Angeles on Instagram. Say her name, Breonna Taylor, and join us in loving on Black women. Happy Women's History Month from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Fatherhood includes being present during pregnancy and beyond, supporting your partner, advocating for your baby, and ensuring a healthy birth. Black fathers play a key role in reducing maternal and infant health disparities, and your involvement starts during pregnancy. Join the free AIM Fatherhood Program today and learn how to support your partner, advocate for your baby's health, and connect with other fathers committed to healthier births. Visit blackinfantsandfamilies.org/fatherhood to get started.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
Jamal Hakeem in the chat asked, what's the good news of the day? Well, Black women are divine is the good news of the day. You're all invited. No matter where you live in the country, there's probably a celebration near you, a reclamation and honoring of the legacy and life of Breonna Taylor. Say her name. Here in LA, it's Sunday at the Norman O. Houston Park, top of the summit. I will be hosting. I will see you there from 11 to 4. Aloe Black is performing. It's all free, including lunch and gift bags for Black women who attend. They need volunteers. You can go to blmgrassroots.org to do that. The other good news is protests. That's the good news of every day. And what's interesting is how fast it spread from just, Black folks and immigrants and women. It's from the Women's March to these protests at Tesla to white folks, boomers showing up in the national parks with signs to young people marching on universities. The media is not covering it very much. They put it in the back of the paper, or it's a quick story on the news, but on the TV news, but the protests are robust in this country and even more so around the world. To me, that is the good news of the day. Even with these draconian measures they're putting in place to try to scare protesters, student protesters, investigations on campuses, the defunding of Columbia University, the detention of Mahmoud Khalil and others. This is not stopping people, and the protests are spreading. Tesla stock is tanking. The corporate enablers of this are feeling the heat. Target's sales are down. There is a huge Target boycott going on. Starbucks sales are down because of Palestine. They admitted it themselves. The protesters are not getting scared. They are not blacking down. And that is the good news of every day for me. Even though the White House says immigration officials are running around trying to find more pro-Palestinian protesters, even those who have green cards or are U.S. citizens, even though we know they're dismantling Black Lives Matter Plaza and dismantling Black history and on it goes, the Department of Education. People are not getting scared. I mean, maybe some are, but the students are not. The Free Palestine folks are not. The environmentalists are not. The women's marchers are not. In fact, their numbers are growing. Labor is not. And as more and more folks realize what these abstract Doge cuts mean in real life and real time, those protests are going to grow bigger and bigger. And even these broligarchs are going to have to make adjustments. Let's go to Dee calling us from Long Beach. Good morning, Dee.
Good morning, Dominique. How do you feel?
I feel strong. How do you feel?
I feel great, strong, and copacetic.
Okay, but that's not what you called about, right?
No, ma'am. I called about public education, which I consider to be a form of social insurance. The reason why you have a community college building boom is because K through 12 has not done its job. They wanted to skip me by 2 full grades before the 4th grade at Hyde Park Elementary. Thank God my kindergarten teacher, Miss Priestley, was Black. She told Mama not to let them skip me. I think I started school too soon anyway, because my birthday is in February. So here's the thing. I think we need to reinvent middle school and promote homeschooling.
Well, happy belated birthday, first of all. Second of all, a huge number of Black people do homeschooling. It's not for everybody. I liked the concept, but I knew there was no way. Just no way that I had the patience nor the skill set to manage a whole tribe of folks that it was going to take to educate my child. Plus, I knew that my child is a social being and needed to be around those other kids for their mental health and development. But I'm not against it. I'm just saying it doesn't work for everybody, right?
Right. So how do we reinvent middle schools in a way that is fair and just for the children of working class people as well as the middle class?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Well, first of all, we need to listen to the pediatricians. The pediatricians keep telling us that school has to start later so kids can sleep. And then we have to listen to the kids. Why do kids have no agency? I mean, just because they're smaller humans doesn't mean they shouldn't have an opinion and input into how they're educated, what works and what doesn't. We've got to get away from this, chained to a desk, carceral model where everything is about how long it took you to go to the bathroom and whether you can sit still. We've got to meet kids where they are. Kids like to move around. Kids got stuff to say. Kids got opinions. I know you guys are going to say, oh, that's a liberal mama, blah, blah, blah. Her kid is probably a terror. No, my kid likes to learn. But I've seen how schools try to beat and co-opt and coerce that out of children, especially the Black boys, but especially creative, rebellious innovators, right? I wasn't that. I was rebellious, but sneaky rebellious. I'll organize my stuff and then pop out and show you, right? But I knew how to play the game, and I think I'm just guessing, I haven't seen data on this, but I'm guessing that more girls probably do, even though Black girls have a expulsion problem too. But I think that's based on the adultification of us.
And you have you added to that list is single-sex education. Now, what about if
I agree
middle
with
school?
that. I agree with that.
What if middle school was like a project-based type of learning, in which you had thrice a week tethers to campus for nurses and counselors and librarians and things of that nature. Now, the kids that need more intensive socialization services, they would be there 5 days a week. But I don't know if that's called a Montessori approach.
Well, here's the thing. As a mama, I can tell you there's a lot of schools that say they're project-based. It ain't. It's just like these dumb catchphrases they come up with, like whole child. Well, yeah, we're not expecting you to, just educate them from the neck up. But they have these catchphrases that in implementation mean zero, nothing, nada, because they're just doing the same old punishment-based control model where the control and herding of the children, the so-called good behavior of the children is more important than they're actually being excited about learning, engaged, and giving something about what you're teaching. I don't blame it all on the teachers. We teach too much to tests, and we have a carceral model of education, which is based on making people be good little cogs in the factory wheel rather than being innovators, which makes no sense because the only thing that's keeping the U.S. afloat is our innovation, right?
And
the
first
arts
thing you
and
learn
technology.
is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
The first thing you learn is the Pledge of Allegiance instead of a pledge to yourself.
Yeah.
Can I make a shameless plug?
Go ahead. You got time.
WeMustRise.tv will be a math podcast available to all.
Well, Lord knows we need it. Let me write that down. Oh, where's my pen? I need that because math is not my forte. When it comes to money math, I can do it. But We Must Rise. Okay, when are we expecting WeMustRise.tv to launch?
In about 30 days.
30 days? Okay, look, circle back, Dee, because I'd love to have you on our Wealth Building Wednesday. If you're, I always encourage people, hit me up on social media. I'm at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima. I know y'all like to call me Dupree, but it's DiPrima and then radio. And hit me up with your business. On Wednesdays, we spotlight Black-owned, BIPOC, socially innovative, small business. That's part of our commitment to recycling Black dollars and help building generational wealth. So yeah, circle back. I love that. And plus, while you're there, like, follow, subscribe. You could also go, if you're already following or you haven't yet, KBLA 1580, please do so. It makes us stronger, helps us to continue to be independent, Black-owned, outspoken, unbought, unbossed, unbothered. And Lord knows we need that in this day and time. So please, pretty please, let me know when you get launched. I just typed it in my browser, so I will be there seeing. If you can help me, you can help anybody. So look, D called 800-920-1580, and you can do the same. I'm really looking forward to next hour, the conversation with Dante King. He is an author, an activist, and executive producer of a new book and docu-series, Diagnosing Whiteness, Anti-Blackness, White Psychopathology, Collective Psychosis, and Trauma in America. We might need more than an hour. But it's a conversation that's become hard to have, really, but even more crucial to have at this moment in time, and feels perfectly matched with our spotlight, our Wealth Building Wednesday spotlight today of a Reparations Club, which is about books, knowledge, banned books, specifically those that elevate Black people in general and LGBTQIA people in particular, and how, as we've been kind of had as a theme all week, it's our culture, our writers, our poets, our musicians, actors, painters, our culture that is our secret weapon that will get us through this new Confederate, MAGA, authoritarian, fascist era and be able to come out the other side victorious. News, traffic, and sports, and then more. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.